As we are once again live upon the internet. And let's make sure that we are as always, and also that I've changed my titles and we are in Division 2 category. And how's the category doing? Who's in here? Okay. And it seems to have gone mostly back to normals. Just good. Well, you know, good to see, unexpected kind of. It's no longer on the several thousands and stuff. Yeah. Let's make sure as well that this goes here, because I just before I noticed we do have patch notes, and I'm hoping one of those is fixing fixed characters stuck in in limbo. Oh yeah, I still don't have access to these. I see. I haven't had a chance to play yet at all today. You know, just to try, we'll try character 3 as well. Nope. Yeah, let's go to character 4 then. Hoping the patch tomorrow fixes it. I still, after, well, Wednesday it'll be 2 weeks. Haven't heard back from support, which kind of sucks. But also, yeah, I have very little control over. And as the title says, for today we'll be going and actually we'll save reading that the patch notes for a little bit.
Entering safe area.
First we'll work a little bit on this. Let people trickle in, and then we'll go through the patch notes together. I know this is the
Kelso had to go. Said it was safer for us if she's not here.
Sure, I want to try that. Toast was saying if you mark somewhere on the map that the man does not read out his line, which would be nice. And yeah, I need to buy a new mic stand at some point. This one's becoming old and, yeah, sometimes messy. Also actually to check, yeah, I did get my Descent com this week, right? Yes. So just to check that as well. Normally I would get that on character 1, but I had to do it on a different one. Yeah, let's actually, because one of the things I wouldn't mind mathing out is where the skill damage component is going to, because it's really that still, right? Because everything else is not per se damage or such. Because we're basically looking at those three. What am I actually looking at? What the TAC 50 hits for as well, with each firearm tier. That might be interesting as well. But honestly, that's just a simple, just, yeah, we turn it on and we get a damage number from it. Oh yeah, and I wanted from the backfire version also what happens when we change the configuration and get the hazard protection from here, from safety first, because yeah, we can get 35 from here. No, 37 and a half even. So it's even guaranteed, because yeah, we could just be on 60. Yeah, 60, and then this would be enough to remove the bleed as long as we are, yeah, at tier 5. Yeah, let's do that. And annoyingly, we can't just take the build. No, that would be the easy way just to go on the build and then change it, but it's on a different character, which I'm locked out of. I'm just gonna actually, command it here, 3.13, instead of going and finding it in the collection. I know which one it is. I'll lead me to here. And yeah, we can just figure it out, because we would lose the bleed resistance here, and then we would lose 3 hazard protections, so we would gain 36 crit damage because we're at crit cap already. Yeah. And yeah, let me catch up here for a second. Oh, and hey there, crisscross. It's like very hot. Yes, here, as you may guess from my sweaty face, it is quite hot here as well. I have 2 fans going. I've even brought my fan out of storage. Summer is finally here. Actually, I'm just looking up how many degrees it is now. It's actually 18, but it's kind of humid today. What's the humidity? Okay, yeah, it is pretty humid. It is. It's mostly just feels warm because of that. Just sweating doesn't help. But yeah, it'll. As somebody who likes winter more than summer, quite often. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to getting past the summer again, and although I'm kind of fine in home. Oh no, those runs just to get into the RG2. Oh, a second, kind of. Still got it. Okay. Yeah, I saw because I actually logged in a little bit past 2 and saw the reset. And yeah, saw that the people hadn't pushed too, like there weren't as many people active on this global event, seemed like. But at least, we got it like the the thing would be, if we hadn't done it, it would have definitely, we would have definitely been outside of it. Well, not definitely, but you know how the universe goes, right? If we hadn't done it, then definitely also would have lost that in it. Actually, yeah, we should log in at some point, I need to log in at some point on Div 1 and get my tier 2 reward there as well. And yeah, we were pretty far off of tier 3, I saw. Although actually, well, not that much, because also we were like hitting, was it 13 or 14k? 14k. And that's slightly down to, having two times where enemies got kind of stuck. But we got there. Yeah, let's math it out. Let me actually move this over here. So we would just gain basically 4 12s, so 48. So we're gonna take 5 CHC. Actually, we need to do, so this is like this. Wait, how do we do this? Do I need the base one again? No. What am I doing? Because it is a tier 5 CHC, so this would be just 313 safety first. So this would be all of this again. So all of this, and then basically what we're doing, actually no, we want just that. Wait, yeah. What am I exactly doing? So I want this one. So first safety first, and then safety first plus the crit chance. And then safety first plus the crit chance plus loaded up. Yeah, so basically, yeah. So just all of this for this version. Yes. So this is 96 plus 48. And the rest stays the same. Actually, you know what? Let's take this plus 48 and put it at the end. As long as actually it's these three, right? And then everything just gets plus 48. Oh. It wasn't even aware we could make that. Right? This here, and then is this number divided by this number. Actually, if I copy that, was it like that? And it was a P, yeah. Or yeah, versus 100 bleed. Also like that. Let's make this a different color. So it stands out. Did we do that all right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But when this section actually to calculate versus itself as well. Actually, yeah, much more than this. I want to have the enter here actually. Because now I'd much rather have this divided by this. And then that is locked, and then I want to have the enter between these. Yeah, that makes much more sense. So we're basically the backfire. If we're just taking the tier 5 crit chance kind of on it, and then also if we alter the build to fit with the hazard protection. So, and especially this looks pretty good. Because even at, let's say 30 stacks, yeah, we're above, well, even at 0 stacks, we're at 9 million-ish. Although the thing is, safety first, for us to not bleed at all, we need tier 5 blue, and we start on tier 1. We could put in a few blue cores to make that closer. But we would likely need to run a different weapon till we are tier 5. Or add in blue cores. But the rest of this is fine. Yeah, let me catch up here. Different spot on 37. Okay. Yeah, no, you're way more tropical than I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I hope you're in a place with maybe good airco, or at least, you know, taken care of. Otherwise, crawl into a fridge, I would say. Okay, link me spreadsheet. Yeah, I haven't ever spreadsheeted that ad. It turns out actually that, yeah, exactly with most women, it's yeah, you don't want to use the spreadsheet word. Although, well, some women are very much into it as well. It turns out more important than that is, yeah, find somebody who's into everything you're into as well, kind of. And you can share some passion. So share some passions and then share some passion. Yeah, let's color up this. So let's take, let's say, let's go with that. And then just kind of go through this color range all the way down to that one. I guess I want to swap these two. Yeah. Then yeah, let's have that same color scheme here. Just mostly so we can just tell them apart easily. And all this white text. Okay, that looks fine. And somewhat readable. So with the backfire, we have the main thing. So it's only really hands-on that we want to look at. Well, actually, yeah, how much PFE can we get? 25, right? So we can actually lose 2 PFE mods. We care about that. Maybe we do. Actually, yeah, let's say we do. Yeah, they have the patch notes open for in a little bit. If we take, which one do we take? Character trees one, I would say. We take this PFE. That will be like the only other damage part. Basically, just yeah. If we do go the extra padding, we can gain 2. We can gain 2 Crit damage mods. Basically, like this build, how much does 24 crit damage give us more, right? In effect. Let me get you up here. Check out the patch notes. Let's get fix. No, I've been saving it. Usually I do some work first and then we'll read it, because otherwise, if I read this first, it becomes like, while the regulars kind of trickle in is like, oh, what was in the patch notes and stuff like that. So kind of waiting till doing some work first, and then in a bit we'll go and read the patch notes. But yeah, happy to hear Catalyst is in there. So I'm going to be pissed. Or they're still having those issues. What is the directive bug? Currently, Rager seems to be kind of misbehaving. I haven't messed around too much with it. I haven't ran too much with directives. So. With all the directives, the fixation, unlocking other characters. Yeah, I'm hoping it might say something about that in there. But we need to come. Oh, since it's Inception. Like something being a long time in the game doesn't give it priority, just mostly because also if they can't easily fix it. Because it's what likely fragile armor is just one of those things. Like they looked at it, 3 years ago. Some people looked at it for a few work days, and then they went like, "No, this is way too annoying to diagnose and fix," and then they left it. It's not like it being long in the game doesn't give it any priority or anything. But yeah, fragile armor ever since its inception had the opportunity to break. The annoying thing with it is it's because I can also get it kind of from their side. It's going to be hard to diagnose, because ask anybody what breaks fragile armor. Well, we all have kind of a list of things that can break fragile armor. They don't every time, and those are the most annoying bugs. Like if something isn't doing it in the same way every time, especially something that's been around like for as long as this thing has. That basically means nobody really has a clue exactly what is breaking. Unlikely in the underlying code, it'll be like trying to fix. They will have likely tried some fixes, and then if it breaks more, then you don't do it. So wait, this is 80 minus 25, so 55 is 55 plus 40, actually. It is 40, right? No, 30. Wait, why would this be 30? That's so cool. Would be nice if I could go onto the character and check. Yeah, what would this be, 30? It wouldn't. It would be 40. Did the version before this one have Sokolov? I'm gonna guess no. Because it would have 15 spec. Because also, yeah, if the spec is missing, it will be minus 15. So that also doesn't line up with the 25. But there will be 15 spec, 15 weapon, and then 10 Sokolov. Can I actually fix that? There's a... This is with a Sokolov piece, right? Oh, but also it's Hunter's Fury, so that's more. Any build where I have Sokolov and it isn't Hunter's Fury. I mean, yeah, this one. This one maybe too. Yeah, this one. Yeah, you know what? This is just a mistake. let's fix that. Okay, so that attack vector base. But the thing with fragile armor as well is just it's ignorable. Because it doesn't matter enough. Like some of the other ones actually now being broken and stuff, that matters much more. Like fragile armor bugging out is just one of those it's broken, and then you just go to a control, or you go to a safe house and it's fixed. It's possible we made a slight mistake in order. The red veggie build, the crit chance lands on 50.5, but they true that you need 2 crit damage mods on the weapon instead of 3 crit chance mods. Could very well be, actually. Let me have a look. Because there's definitely mistakes in the build collection, and one of the ways we get them fixed is people bringing them forward. So how would this be? So 10 plus 8. Actually, let's just let's grab a calculator here. Actually, easier. So I remember 10 plus 8 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 15 plus 9.5. Yeah, that's 2 crit damage mods on 2 crit damage mods on the weapon. Likely, because that's 60.5 indeed. That's also, I think, that's exactly also how I have it nowadays, right? Because I remember running an MG5 here, and I would have like 1 crit chance mod and 1 crit damage. Is that the same in this one? In the OD here? Although here I think, we are going with so this would be 10 plus 8 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 15 plus 9.5. 6.5. Okay. So, and here it is. I think it was that. Maybe I copied this from here and forgot to change it. But yeah, no, it does look to be exactly that. Indeed. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Cobra. As there's always a few like small mistakes like those in the collection, and if you ever catch any, kind of like this other one that like I caught myself there with that being wrong with the SMG damage. But if you ever catch any, feel free to either in stream or even DM me or something on Discord. Send the pigeon, send the raven. Yeah, that fixes it. That's 50.5. Yeah. That also puts this at 55.5, the iron lung. Because I remember that even being a thing of like, I wanted the iron lung to actually be better for close and mid range, or a close range, and then because it's at 55, and then that ends up better with the coyote when it's in the short range, and then this is at mid range. But yeah, I'm glad to have that fixed now. Back to here. Let me catch up here for a second. Dashboard will get fixed too. It's like I think it's just an inconvenience. Change server to fix it. Yeah, that one they should. Hopefully that one will be in the patch notes. We'll see. Yeah, let's get these numbers in here. So this is 6150 with a coyote. So actually we'll put, this one doesn't have a coyote, right? Oh yeah, of course it doesn't have a coyote. It is oh, actually if you're going the Cavalier Chest Striker there, you could go coyote. I realize now. Although the chess version is asking a lot from the backfire. So yeah, let's already put koi 0 to 15. That's not a koi, that's a coup. So what was it again? 60, 150 plus 25. And then is it intimidate? It is intimidate, right? It's already fixed these up. 70. So how do we do this again? I forget each time how we do the is 1.04 to the power of 9. And then this whole section is then -1. And then that whole section is times 100. Because we're kind of taking it back from a multiplier to a percentage. That's what we're kind of working in reverse. It's easier to just do it as a multiplier. Yeah, let's put some extra digits on it. Because intimidate, self-multiplicative, one of the actual true multiplicatives. It multiplies even against itself, but that also means that basically you can just separate out the stacks because it's also multiplying against everything else. If it's multiplicative to itself, it's also multiplicative to everything else. Yeah, what else did this build have? Nothing. Yeah, no detox or anything extra. So yeah, this is this build. This would be 1200, 39, and the reload of 1.5. Which one is that? 3.15. SMG PFE. And then what was this? Extra pad. It's literally the same numbers, and then here we have +1. We just to PFE to CHD. To X. So I should do it there. Yeah, so 5%. That's not that much. But we kind of knew that already. Oh, there's also a build with actually a decent amount of crit already. Yeah. Yeah. Mm, yeah, that's all good. Now notice there actually I wanted to do strained. We're gonna actually do that in the same one here actually. Because it will be just that simple of a calculation, just how much does strained gain from here, kind of in the same way as the backfire. Yeah, let's just use the back half of this. Heavy plus let's just grab this and fix this up. 68. This and this. There we go. Yeah, so this is all linked correctly now to here, right? Yes. So we take here. So plus strained. And then just put strained. And then this is strained CHC here 5. And then this is strained CHC active. Let's load it up. There we go. Okay. If we first do this, we can copy all this to here and then just fiddle with everything. Yeah. Catch up here if I missed anything. Search for a schedule for. Okay. Yeah, we'll go through the notes in a sec. Actually, once we're done with this one, I'm just gonna do the strained one. I think I was thinking of doing like the skill calculation and stuff, but what we can do actually for the skills. Maybe I just do take the church drone from this character and we do it. Although, yeah, they have no skill haste. Yeah, we'll likely just use the explosive as a representation of it, but we can just kind of show the numbers and kind of and kind of use that to discuss it. I was thinking of maybe adapting the calculator to kind of. I need to make a calculator actually for skill damage, and one that actually does it the right way with the double on the brands. Because I always love that people, whenever I say like some of the calculation there is kind of messed up, and people go like, no, it's simple. It's just the skill damage times total skill damage. And so it's like, have you ever done that calculation? Have you ever tried to match the game? Because the second you have brand bonuses, you don't. The second you have mods in there, you don't. At least nowadays we've figured out the brand bonuses part. The brand bonuses get applied as double. So if you have like Wyvern, the Wyvern is actually technically like 16 skill damage, not 8. But it's not widely known yet. I need to make a video on that as well. I should then resist into live because I really want to play Sleipnir good times. That would be interesting actually. Yeah, we'll see though if it does. It's still a while. They still have some time to fix it. I'm curious to see actually if we'll with this patch, because the things in expertise is still placeholder. Because if you go into expertise and look at masks, Catalyst has this thing, but Tinkerer, because usually by this time, like by the time I should, like even with Birdie and stuff, although Birdie and stuff didn't have placeholder, neither did Provocator, but Tinkerer still has Catharsis as its kind of like placeholder image there. So curious to see when that disappears and becomes an actual image of it. Might actually be the patch when it goes live. Okay, strained. How did we do strained? I'm gonna go cheat and go look how I implemented it here, because it's it has a whole it has a whole ass calculation, doesn't it? Because we need to calculate out the firing time, and then the strained 2.5 goes into that, and then although it's not too hard to copy from there to here. Strained. See the one here from Lexi. Lost already. Well, I think I simplified it at some point. Yes, I did. Okay. Oh yeah. Now I remember. Yeah. Strength is kind of annoying to calculate out, actually. Because we basically calculate without strained and then with strained. And then basically we take the average of that for the firing time that it's like charging up, the 2.5 seconds, and then we add in like whatever's after that 2.5 seconds as the full effect. How much was strained again? 50, right? Yes, I said 50. Okay, so yeah, that's this 0.5. Yeah, let's take this over here and then let's jury rig it to work. So, N So yeah, so this becomes B. We just have to go down the list, right? So this becomes B. This becomes C. Should also at some point press enter just to kind of save our progress. And then yeah, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Oh, oh, I made a simplified version apparently. Yeah, why is it missing? I mean, yeah, and this it wouldn't matter, right? That's why that's likely because it's missing kind of this column and this column. But also, yeah, there wouldn't be anything in those columns if strained is here in this one. But maybe I fixed that up already so that if we can copy it from this for in the future. But then maybe it's handy if I already add 2 of these, and then this is K. And this is L. Making it so if I input anything in the amps here, it also works. Okay. Just if we need it. Because I have to like put strain on OD or something. We would need that. And yeah, let me catch up here. Which is okay for the bounty farm. He hasn't done any side missions, so Western bounties also spawned out that west. Nice. And yeah, that's a really handy one to have. We haven't been using it much lately, but yeah, it is very powerful for farming. There's also, yeah, West End is like really, like by itself is it's kind of the zone I like farming anyway. So it isn't that's really it. Yeah, somebody else was saying it's like planned for the next patch. And hey there, Randy. And Alice as well. I hope everybody's doing well out there on this Monday. We have maintenance tomorrow as well for everybody to know. And I'm hoping it fixes one of like my issue I've been having with my characters. Actually, easiest way would be I'm gonna take the entry. But also we'll go read the patch notes in a little second. So this would be in the how did I have it in here? I'm actually gonna do it different than I have it there. I'm just gonna. This is instead of just being D, is D plus 50 instead of a 0.5. Okay, so that's strained at 0, which yeah aligns with this number already. That's strained at full. And then we need to jury rig it all together. How did this go again? So this is likely max size. No, this is RPM. This is max size. Let's actually go over here and look. So X20, so no, that's not even max size. Oh, so it's the first number, and then this is max size, so it's the C77 is max size, yeah. And that's the mag. So D77 is the mag. Where's the other one? Oh, that's at Y77. Okay. Okay, so this is this number. C75 is the RPM. This is our second number. It's always harder actually to go back and figure out how something is set up from the past. Because if I'm making it from scratch, although with this it would be a little bit of like trying to figure out exactly what we're. Oh no. So this is this. We haven't inputted anything there yet. So that's 61. And this is RPM again. And then this is max size again. It's still errored out. Why are you erroring out? Oh, because we have no. Because we have no numbers there. Let's go just steal these. And actually, let's just make this 978, 50, 1.9. It's hard numbers. Okay. And 6.69%. How much is it here? 8.65%. Why is that different? Let's take the same metrics. Actually, that's likely why. So if we put this to 20, yeah, 8.65, 8.65. Nice. Okay, so that gives me confidence that it's correct now. Yay. But it's insane with this SHD exposed. It's like the close one uncertain. Oh yeah. Although as I talk about because that's one of the recommended builds as well with SHD exposed, like the only tips and stuff. Clear and dry zone. Yep. Yeah, Patsy is one of my go-tos with SHD exposed. Definitely. Yeah, so this is this. Now that we have this actually needs to be here. And then this average shot. Instead, actually, did we hook this up? Yes. So this average shot is this one. Well, not the DPS. This average shot. Okay, there we go. Let's actually make this a whole section of second calculation part. There we go. Okay. So that's straight. Now we can take this and already put it everywhere. Because yeah, the tier 5 doesn't change anything. Let's already hook all of these up to that instead. Okay, and then this one is just this and then 70. another 10. Okay. And then this is plus 40. And it's capping at 100. And so this is this one again. But then also here we have that loaded up calculation, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one. Copy this over here. Oh, wow. With just the tier 5? Wait, why is it that big of a jump? That doesn't make that much sense. Actually, no, yeah, that is kind of in line. 10% more on the CHC. Yeah. Impressive. Oh, actually, yeah, we need to do the killer calculations as well because actually, yeah, that's what we should do, is do the same for killer. One thing we could do is actually put killer in here. Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, let's take one of these. Let's put 70 in here. And then everything gets plus this cell. Locked to that cell. Although for comparison's sake, we would need because yeah, we need the numbers without killer as well. Because that's what we have here. To have a good way of doing that, not particularly. I could just exclude it from this one. And then you have tier 4 plus killer. Yeah, we should, right? Oh, that's not what I wanted. And this is what I wanted. But they're basically having this same thing, but then killer. Yeah, this wouldn't be too hard to do anyway. Let's do it real quick. Okay. I guess you're here for a sec. The Sylvia's on high without having to use colorblind option? No. They should separate that out. That's one of the reasons I don't like using the colorblind ones, because they do actually make the colors in the menus and stuff a little bit muted. Also, I have different colors than everybody else, and everybody goes like, you know, hey, why do your colors look different? Then you have to explain it over and over again. But yeah, I would love to have that option without having to turn it on. That's also why I generally don't have it on. You gotta make sensor. I'm returning and I never got it back from it. Is it possible to have it dropped? Yes. Backfire, unless recently it broke. It should be just in the target loop. But it is one of those weapons that hasn't been changed in forever, so it shouldn't have any issues. But yeah, it should be just in target loot SMGs. As Miles said there as well. There are some weapons that are having issues, and actually, the handy one for that is a link to this guide. I'll actually copy these to the YouTube end as well for the YouTube people. So don't have that command there. Although as well, the thing is too much, so I need to actually split it up in two. This takes you into two guides, one for names and one for exotics. And in each of those, there is a picture. And this is as best as I know what is and isn't working. So currently unknown is especially like the Oxpecker and the Pacan and stuff like that. Although at this point, we can kind of say they're not in targeted. But yeah, everything else that is, for instance, in the targeted pool section there, we're pretty confident that, yeah, that they're there. So you can use that. For future as well. And also for the names as well, if you want to know which ones do come from DZ, which ones don't, and stuff like that. Yes. Or well, are DZ named. Because yeah, for most people, they don't come from the DZ. You get them mostly from named caches. At this point, I would be actually in favor of just calling them named caches items or something like that, or DZ items. Just options accessibility, because I like the colors of combined options. Yeah, I wish it was, yeah, indeed, a separate toggle that you could just toggle, because it is a very handy thing to have. And I do actually turn it on. I used to turn it on, like, you know, before going into raids and stuff. Even at the start for incursion, I used to. But now I'm kind of, yeah, the red is enough. Yeah. Okay, yeah. And indeed, someone confirming there. Yeah, thing is, sometimes stuff breaks. But usually it's more, if it's broken, it's usually some of the newer items. Because, yeah, some of the newer items definitely have issues. But Backfire has been around for a while, so. Any Montana. Yeah, let's finish up this one then, and then. Because yeah, we just have a striker and then striker with killer. So, which is pretty easy, plus 70. That's plus 70. Goes into all of these. And then it's gonna killer, and then if we have 20% headshot rate, that's kind of the thing as well with killer. Like, you have to kind of pick a number for headshot rate, because yeah, you leave it at 100%, it's 15%. But yeah, at 100% headshot rate, because even at 50, it's already 18. And then, like, I generally pick 20. That's 20.43, and then 22 at 0. But I'm just gonna go with 20, which is an arbitrary number. Like that one is definitely up for debate. But that's also why, yeah, I just recommend playing around with it. Because I would say 15 is closer to reality for a lot of stuff, but then there's also places where you do headshot like way higher than 20. So I just take 20. Everything else here should be fine, right? So this is with the crit chance active, and this would load it up. Yeah. You know what? Just for completeness sake as well, we'll do plus web back. Which is the weapons pack, which means this is plus 7.5. Oh, actually, let's fix this though. This is 95. There we go. And another set of these with plus 7.5. And how much was the headshot? Plus 20. Ooh, okay, yeah, we're just adding 20. Yeah, that should be bracketed. Okay. Actually, yeah, I want it like this. Or let's do it like this, actually. Gonna move all of these one down. Because actually, let's have and then killer plus CHC tier 5. Because that would be nice to know what, although I should, yeah, we have that already, right? We have that. It would be nice to have it down here as well. So let's just take this. Everything moves down one, and then this one is actually would add the 70. Yeah, this makes kind of sense. But yeah, we need to discuss how much killer adds, and then just the crit chance if you're at tier 5, and then the combined, which is actually higher than each part separately. And then HC 5 plus active. There we go. Actually, yeah, that's when we take this to purple. We go from red to purple. Keep hitting shift when I want to hit control. Yes. Because the actives will be with that. And then just the killers will be red. Oh, well, not just the killers, but before we have active, we'll make this the reds. And also, yeah, tomorrow afternoon, depending on when or if the servers come up, I'm going to turn this into a video, and that'll be tomorrow's video. This doesn't work for me. Yeah. Let's do the same here. We just need 2 purples, 3 reds. As also, yeah, when we're going through, I'm going to do this one first and then go back to strained later. But yeah, strained to combined is still like quite a lot worse than killer combined. But this is, of course, strained. And it's just, as long as you're kind of unloading, you'll get that 70%. But yeah, 70% is actually, it's better than measured now with tier 5. Although, is it? Now I need to also do measured, right? Measured is so annoying, though, to bring that calculation in. Thing is, though, as well, measured would just be the 70 crit chance. Like, it would be percentually going up the same amount as here, right? Tier 5, we had 7% on top of measured. I think actually strain still loses out to measured, even at tier 5. Okay. But yeah, killer actually does make a little bit of sense. I mean, killer already made sense. Yeah, let me catch up here, and then we're gonna go read some patch notes, because this is done. Also, for those maybe interested in already having a look through this one, it is in the open folders, so I'll put it in the chat. Oh yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna turn this into a video for tomorrow, where we'll go talking about loaded up multitasker and best kind of defense and tier 5s and actives, and then how it affects the backfire, PFE builds, then likely killer, and then likely strained. And I might add just some measured here just to compare measured with crit chance of tier 5 versus strained. Because actually strained versus measured would be a question mark. I'll do that tomorrow. That I can do by myself. Let me catch up on the chat, and then let's look at the patch notes for a second, because I am curious. The Shogun look. Have I? Oh, just samuraiing it a little. Well, it's more almost like, yeah, just I've just let things go. I've just been lazy. That's why my beard has also grown out and stuff. Just been lazy. Although actually with the heat and stuff, I'm really considering just going like all the way bald. Like just shave it all. I likely won't. I'm too lazy, but I was kind of considering it. It is a little bit too warm. That's why I was sharing good detects and just instead of picking them up. Yeah, as always. I mean, a lot of people won't even look, right? Like they're just deconstructing everything for the resources. That's been already for years now. No, where's my bill? Was it in reference to something? Well, I'll catch up on that side for a second. Let me change up here. Of the pieces, but it generates my brain. It's just so boring. Striker and Jam boring to me. Oh, okay. That's my response there. I don't think there is any build that like is or isn't boring. Like Striker isn't boring. You want to feel like, you know, unique. That's fine, but also then do that and then like don't try to admonish because you're basically also now saying everybody that is playing Striker they don't understand that it's boring. Like, you know, you have to actually think about what you're saying and how it's going to be perceived because yeah, it's not. Striker isn't boring because the game isn't boring. Let me catch up here. We do a bit of videos now. What they do in the next season without seasonal mods. I mean, they'll go on to something else. With this season, the backfire makes a lot of sense. One of the best. I can't be more indeed. But yeah, there is at least, you know what? For once, it is an push towards a thing that makes sense, because so often there is sometimes, you know, a flare up of like blue screen builds. I felt that was the case a little bit before the DLC hit, but that one at least, but like that one didn't make sense at all. Like, yeah, blue screen had been that already for forever, and it's kind of okay, but it's not top tier or anything. At least the backfire one is, you know, there is a thing behind it. Like, the same bill. Just not play anything else on the Striker. Yeah, although there's people that play just, you know, I know people that still just run Glass Red, and that's literally all they run, but that's fine for them. They log in, you know, 2-3 days a week or something, or even less maybe, and just play that for a few hours, and then they jump out, and then the variation for them comes from doing different missions and doing different dailies and weeklies and stuff like that. But for most people, yeah, if you're playing a lot, just creating some variation for yourself really does help. And just mix it up. As Heartbreaker and without caveats with slower second. Yeah. Although, well, Negotiator always also competes with Striker. At least Obliterate Striker, especially. Like, Negotiator can compete. That's still annoying sometimes. Yeah. What's that? Will be able to expertise the smart covers? No, I don't. We'll see actually in this patch notes if they if they talk about it. As you say, yeah, their detox would be kind of crazy. You already get a mod for detox, which is already like kind of insane to me, because it seems to be like, yeah, 8% max looks like it, which already takes you to 18 if the expertise on it is also detox. That's a lot. I'm already not a big fan of how much detox it has. But yeah, it would likely be radius or duration. Like, that's the two obvious things. Or maybe even cooldown. Haste would be interesting. But yeah, we'll see actually if they even add one. They might just go like, this thing is already so powerful, we're not gonna even add it. Um, and there is. Yeah, let me get up here quickly and then jump into the patch notes. I'm kind of curious about some of these. I want to ask your thoughts on Strega. Strega is okay, but yeah, that's about it. Its damage component can be really good, but it is inconsistent. It is too inconsistent for a lot of things. But if you're especially playing solo and getting all the unkills and stuff, and you're just running it with a competent build, it is definitely like, it's a weapon you can definitely run and very easily like proficiency, and it won't even hurt that much. But it isn't for all situations. Just because, yeah, you need those stacks. You basically need 3 stacks to really make it competitive. Well, at least 2 stacks. Once you have 2 stacks and then you're shooting an enemy, now it is actually doing competitive damage. And then if you have more than that, you're doing more. Thing is also, strikers is kind of, you know, the general meta now. That's a weak build to start out with. And then having a weapon that also has kind of like a stacking mechanic on top of it kind of feels weak. Because at least with killer weapons, you just need 1 kill generally to trigger killer. At most 2, and then it's active, and then it's going. But Strega, you basically need to already have done 2 kills, and kind of on the 3rd one is when you actually are doing decent damage. At least for its talent. But also it is good enough to use. Like I've enjoyed actually running around with it for activities and stuff, especially public executions and such, where you can get like even up to 5 marks. And then kind of everything dies. Yeah. I'm gonna try there. Yeah. 2 different cycles. Just important. Here's like concentration. See all that wiki. Yeah. Mohawk. Yeah. Maybe I should, and then just come on and just be Nokia for as long as it's kind of like Mohawk. Yeah. And yeah, it is indeed the back of the head that is kind of hot. Although as well, I've let this beard kind of go. No real reason, actually. It's also really messy. I should actually kind of like clean it up, but I'm just gonna let it go for a bit, and I'm kind of fine. I kind of like stroking it, so I've been keeping it for a bit. But it is also like this side is hot, this side is hot, this back is hot. Yeah. So I am kind of considering going short, but also I don't think I would go short hair though. But I might trim the beard a little. There is she's a question on your eminence tree. Did you happen to have a spreadsheet with that comparison versus Fox gift? I can get that from range, but we might have them. We did do some calculations with that. Although wait, actually, so which one do you mean? Headhunter or the? Oh, it's a headhunter, right? Yeah. Let me. Because I based my final decision especially on, because I wanted to keep the chain killer in the end, because the chain killer did actually provide the opportunity to have the second shot be on the second shot to be on elite. But I'll put that one in the chat. But yeah, I didn't per se take contractors, mostly because contractors is kind of annoying, especially when it can't matching numbers. Like DTA is always messy when it comes to headhunter calculation. So I if I can avoid it. Also, the Fox would have been higher. So I compared the Fox versus a Chain Killer. So going, 3-piece going, and the gift would always be the least one, right? So I didn't even keep that in. That's always going to be less than the Fox anyway. But yeah, basically I have the old way Fox Chain, and then it's with Harvest and then Regulus. And was especially the Chain Killer with grading going over that elite. Because here with the Fox, you're not going over the elite. Your first shot is a little bit stronger, but you're not going over elite. Having that Harvest with Determined go over an elite, and the Regulus even more so than that, was kind of what I based my choice on. Yeah, let's take it back to here. Let me catch up, and then we'll actually go read this shit. Went back to my old. Let's see, it has been fun. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is also. I mean, there's a reason I have a whole build collection. I don't disagree with variation being a very nice thing, but that doesn't mean that Striker is boring. That's kind of the thing. Like, you don't need to put Striker down for other things to be elevated. Like, the other things are well worth running just to have variation in gameplay. It's basically, it's not the message, it's the tone that I feel will have rubbed a few of us there the wrong way. Anipamic will be duration or radius. Yeah, most likely. Right. No, I mean, it could be, radius, duration, or even haste. But radius is one they use quite often, so I feel that one might be. Mokia indeed. Actually, yeah. Sorry, yes, but wasn't there a way to make the daily bounty spawn in the zone we want? I just can't find it. Making me crazy. Yeah, there's a method we say called bounty cheesing, where especially if you don't have the so actually I can show it with this character that I'm on. If you haven't done any of the side missions, or well, you don't need, and like actually for this one, it's this. So this character hasn't done any of the side missions in either West End or Downtown West. And then if I pop a bounty in West End, and West End is one of the easiest places to farm because you get outcast bounties, and outcasts are kind of the easiest. If I pop that, it always goes to this one position in Downtown West. Like, it guarantees goes here because it has no other place to go because these side missions aren't there. So that's one of, that's kind of what we call bounty cheesing. I need to actually make an, it is actually one of the planned videos of making an updated bounty cheesing video. But also, actually, yeah, so that wouldn't be the daily bounty. That would be, you can't force, like, it's only in a few zones where you can make it, force it to go somewhere else. Because actually, I see now you're talking about the daily bounty, but actually, I think all of the daily bounties and stuff, they broke it, so all of them are going here. They're all going to Constitution Hell nowadays. Like, you have no choice in the matter. If you mean that's just the broken thing. Let's see if the patch fixes it, or if it's even in the patch notes here. Hey, yeah, generally running it in group as well even feels cheesier with Determined. That's why we have kind of the standing rule, unless we're just try-harding or something, and we just sometimes for bounty cheesing and stuff, we do it. We allow Determined, but generally we have a standing rule in groups, like no Determined, just for the fun of the group. I'm talking about the clan. Weekly bounties, the zone they spawn. Oh, that's yeah. Yeah, no, those are just broken. No, I thought you meant I missed the daily part of it, but no, all of the daily bounties are going to at least on DC map. Also, I think all of them are going to DC map because I feel I've seen always 4. There's always 4, but sometimes one used to go to New York. But yeah, they're all only in Constitution Hall for the time being. Oh, actually, wait, is Riker's bounty in DC? Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's even to that degree broken. That was a good catch actually, because candy thieves, a vicious Riker gang murdered a group of people protesting against the treatment of animals, or their treatment of animals. So we can even fight Rikers in DC. Has been a while. Since we've had the New York factions in DC, because yeah, we've had them before with cleaners and Rikers, with manhunts, them taking control points. C2 leaked indeed. Yeah, patch notes. Let's read them. I'm just gonna read through all of them and not have chat up, just so I don't get distracted. But we'll go through all of them. What? Why did it open there? No, okay, it's not that big as well. So yeah, patch notes 7 point, oh, they're not even doing TUs anymore actually here, because even with the patch notes they used to do like TU 24.1. Now they're doing year 7 season 1.1. They're really wanting us to use that. But yeah, so the 0.1 patch of this season, Battle for Brooklyn fixed the issue with being unable to fast travel to Warlords of New York expansion from the Battle for Brooklyn DLC when using a skip to expansion WONI character boosted to DLC. Okay, so if you had boosted to, likely yeah, because WONI is in a weird state before you finish it, because it has kind of like its manhunt there. So yeah. But yeah, minor thing. Fix the issue with the player getting stuck behind the automatic doors if they go back through them when the objective updates to secure the reactor. Okay. Oh, you could likely lock yourself out. Descent style. I haven't per se tried that, but well. Fix multiple mission flow issues in the Battle for Brooklyn DLC, including missions restarting when fast traveling via the augmented reality panel, and players getting stuck behind automatic doors when backtracking after the objective updates to secure the reactor. Okay, just more things breaking with that door. Fix the issue with the turret generator weak point disappearing after being destroyed during the defend the bridge mission. I didn't run into that, but apparently an issue. Modifiers. Fix the issue with the hardcore modifier attribute counters moving when the player zooms in using non-magnifying scope. I never zoom with a non-magnifying scope, so I wonder actually. Wait, what? Where's the range? I'm curious about this one. Because if you don't know, even if you don't have a scope that zooms, you can actually still zoom a tiny bit. So I should grab the CTAR here. Because for instance, even the CTAR that doesn't have the ability to have the 3.5 scope, you can still. Oh yeah. That's such a minor thing, but yeah, when we're kind of zooming in, the thing is jumping around. Okay. Didn't even know that, mostly because I don't use this ever. You know, the tiny zoom of just like ADS in, and then also hitting zoom on a non-zoom weapon. I just never use that, so. But yeah, that's fixed. Hustle modifier balancing stamina mark damage reduction value changed from 35 to 20%. Wait, what? Which one? Stamina mark. What is that? Oh. Oh, so the blue mark, so the crit reduction then, right? Oh, that's actually, I mean, sure, why not? Okay, so critical hit damage is now reduced by 20% instead of 30. Okay, that's good. I caught that here. We can implement that in tomorrow's video. Wasn't really needed. I kind of liked that, because this was the blue and the yellow is kind of the only downsides of the modifier. Although this modifier is also not that strong. So, gear updated level 4 control points to drop blueprints. Oh, nice. For multiple plans and gear sets, including Brazos, Habsburg, Lengmo, Palisades, Via, Legatus, Shiny, Umbra, Hotshot, Ortiz, or etc. Cavalier, Aegis, Breaking Point, Virtuoso, and Refractor. Oh, Virtuoso? Virtuoso was missing in action for everybody, so yay. A lot of people are missing out on Lengmo and Palisade. Yay. I wonder if this is the chest or if this is the reward. But yeah, this will be nice for a lot of people to fix things up. And yeah, Virtuoso was missing in action in general. So everybody needs to go and do a few control points and get that. But yeah, no mention of Hunter's Fury and Bellstone in... Oh, maybe it's in there. Added Striker Battle Gear chest and holster. Oh, nice. And Citizen Corruption backpack and knee pad blueprints. Yay! Yeah, this was always kind of annoying, not having the holster blueprint. I did notice that actually on hardcore and would get in my way. Updated reconstructed caches to include all non-event named item blueprints. Wait, does this mean that everything's fixed then? Because yeah, if we can get Virtuoso, if we can get all of the other missing blueprints, will I finally have a full crafting table once more? Fix an issue where Imminence armaments and measured assembly could not be shared across characters. Oh, the resources. Yeah, the resources weren't... this is worded weird. But yeah, the resources for them, the crafting components, they weren't being shared across characters. So they fixed that. Fix the issue with a catalyst exotic with stacks of catalysts did not grant weapon damage and bonus status effect. Yeah, so that's the catalyst fix. Somebody already was talking about that. So yeah, that's good. So yeah, blueprints and catalyst and crafting components for Eminence armaments are measured. So, or well, measured assembly. We shouldn't just call it measured. Updated Hoarder to drop multiple event items during ongoing events, depending on the difficulty the agent is playing on. Hard and low, 2 event items, challenging 3, and then heroic and above 4. Does this also then affect them in the open world? Because normally the open world, I mean, it must, right? But also 4 event items. That's nice. That'll make farming for harvest and stuff much easier. Because yeah, I was actually, so for a while, he was dropping 2 event items. And I was like, that's actually a good change. Now 4 on heroic. But the thing is, well, he scales like health and armor, but yeah, he didn't used to scale his loot. I'm going to guess just in the open world as well, this is going to be. Because otherwise it's just summit and stuff like that. I'm going to guess open world as well. But does it event? Is there an event? I'm going to guess not. They would have announced, like if there was an event with this, they would have announced it at the top, right? Let's finish this up. Fix the issue with smart cover skills not being upgradable when it is proficient. Oh, fix the issue with the smart cover not being upgradable when it's proficient. So this means great on it, right? So, because what else could this mean, right? Unknown smart cover mod blueprint can now be purchased from Inaya. Okay, so we can just buy the mods. Yay, nice. Or we'll buy the blueprint for the mods and then craft them. Fix an issue where the year 6 season 3 caches would be present on the countdown vendor. Okay, nothing about... Wait, did Danny have it? No, it was just the countdown vendor, right? Or what? Or did Danny also have it? I don't remember. Fix an issue where the loot goblin would drop superior quality loot on heroic difficulty. This wasn't per se an issue. This was just a balancing factor. Although, well, it's fine. We can farm him now. But yeah, this wasn't actually a bug, even though a lot of people felt it was. It's just that it's too easy to farm him and he's replicatably farmable. But it's fine if he drops heroic. Like, who cares? Fix an issue where airdrops would drop superior quality loot and challenging and heroic difficulty. Yeah, this one was more of an issue because yeah, this was from the boxes of those. Fix an issue where agents were unable to swap corners or navigate covers at specific locations. Okay. Fix the issue with the level 40 boost quantity warning. You can only have one level 40 boost at a time, appearing when attempting to purchase the level 30 boost from the in-game store. That is like, who would just buy the level 30 boost, right? Like that's just don't. But yeah. Fix the issue with the missing translation for the level 40 boost in the add-ons tab for all languages. Oh, this is likely the title of it. That was weird. Fix the issue with selecting the agent ward short, not directing the players to the year 1 bundle. Fix the various world geometry issues, including missing collisions, flickering shadows, floating assets, and clipping at specific location. Fix multiple issues affecting audio. Okay, so yeah, nothing about characters, which is what I was kind of hoping for, but yeah, so TLDR is hardcore modifier. The hostile thing is dropping to 20%. That part doesn't matter. Blueprints, and reconstructed caches blueprints and blueprints. And imminence armaments and measured assembly being shared. Catalyst fixed, and Hoarder will drop heroic loot and then also drop 4 event items if you're on heroic. That'll make it easier to farm him. That's kind of the important ones. And also, yeah, the mods and the grading on the thing. So yeah. On the smart cover. Yeah, let's take it back here. Let me catch up here. I wanted to just read through all that before I let myself get distracted. Where was I here? Let's see, New York. Yeah, there was no mention indeed of Bellstone and Hunter's Fury. I wonder if they're in there. But maybe they're just forgotten in there and then they are there. We'll see tomorrow, and hopefully that will fix it for a lot of people. And also, yeah, the reconstructed as well, mentioned by actual mention. No directive. Yeah, they weren't talking about the directive fix there, so I wouldn't expect it. Which is the Hoarder into existence. Just, yeah, I mean, you can farm him very easily. You just log out and log in and go to certain positions. He was always like, that was the reason I always assumed, and likely was the case as well, why he wouldn't skill his loot drops was just he's easy to farm. He's way too easy to farm. Actually, even the logout isn't for his timer to spawn because he doesn't have a timer. You can, and sometimes you might go from one position to another position of his, and kind of it just makes it more consistent. He seems to have a penchant for spawning in more regularly in like the first 10 minutes of someone being logged in, kind of, or 5 minutes or something like that. But yeah, it doesn't have an actual timer because you can get him like even without. Multiple times in a row. But yeah, logging out and in does make it more consistent. Hoarder and Loot Goblin. Yeah, it's got actually, yeah, now that you say it. Consistency. What is it? Not Hoarder until today. That's the in-game term for him, right? It's called the Hoarder. If you get murdered by him. Yeah. But yeah, we mostly call him Loot Goblin. I call him usually Hoarder, though. For that pesty skin. Yeah. Although, well, that'll just be yeah, just a store item thing. I go, there's a little showing measure. Oh yeah, the summit. Yeah, actually, I missed that question earlier. But indeed, that will be for summit. Because yeah, you can show up in Summit. Let me catch up on here as well. Currently with level 40 boost and choice priority target network on the C map. Okay. Twin brothers and middle spheres. Yeah, it turns out there's actually two of them. And yeah, they're twins. We keep killing one and then the other. Some bad guys say checkpoints will refuse to finish even one single loop. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they've been in the, like, the reconstructed caches have been, for instance, in the Game Pass thing, so they've started already putting them into other places. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe even the stretch goals might have them. But they're likely not going to add them like that. That would also suck, actually, because if they are just even more blueprints on control points, like if it's from a different source or something, or you can get reconstructed caches from like daily or weekly or something, then at least it's like a separate loot pool than also the blueprints. Like the blueprints from control points is like a really big pool nowadays. Even now that they've kind of separated it into the loot from the box and then loot from the thing, it's still like a way too big of a loot pool. So adding even more to that would just be actually annoying. But also not likely something that they're gonna do. That would be like a little bit too much invalidation. But I wouldn't be surprised if they at some point add them to weeklies, dailies, maybe even stretch goals. Kind of like put one of those caches for every in every like the 10 level rotation. It's also dropping down. Expose other components. I mean, it doesn't need a fix until, because they did fix it and then they broke it again. The thing was though that it doesn't matter because you can't get them currently. So unless people already had them, and if they had them already, they could have exploited them back then. Like if you wanted to exploit them, you could have done so back then, and that's also the only time you could have gotten them. Because yeah, those caches, unless I'm missing something, aren't generally available yet still. Small numbers when you had it. Professional was literally no upgrade available grayed out and didn't even state the upgrade. Yeah. That's likely what they mean, yeah. But it's a weird way of wording it because it's not that you upgrade it once it's proficient, as you put expertise grades on it. That's actually the internal wording that they use for it as well. So it's kind of just weirded weirdly, but that's the only thing it can mean. Yeah, let's grab this. I wanna one of the goals that I have, and we have kind of like 2 hours to do it. Event timelines, SHD exposed. I'm gonna go do all of this as quickly as possible. And yeah, so strongholds, some names, a bunch of sidearm kills, bleed hostiles. Metasa is using headshots, exposed, bounties. We need a bunch of bounties. Actually, I'm going to do my Brooklyn bounty right away before I forget. This disruption is just going to happen. Weak points, cleaners, elite black tusk, elite wrecker. So we need to go to New York. Spec weapon kills, invaded. Skill kills. Okay. I'm gonna actually go and do a bunch of bounties starting out, and I don't know if anybody's interested in joining me for that. If you are, let me know. I'm gonna go start with that challenging bounty here and get my keys of the day. Do you call the police M4 or is it the police Mark 17? Wait. Yeah. We're gonna have an every season for that. Oh yeah, they kind of, and they said so even on like recent streams and stuff as well.
Safe area detected.
I might should grab that Lexington again. Lexington. Or you just gonna run with killer? I don't know. Let's make this flat lane.
Another agent has joined your
Something
group.
happening. Let's maybe take a few directives, right? Actually, I'm gonna try turning on ragers as well. Even ghoul skills, right? Actually, yeah, let me jump on Discord. Might make it easier to communicate. Actually, let's try turning on all 5, and I'll go because actually I need some bleeds anyway as well. I realize now. Might as well do that with a triple tick here. I have a bunch of DMs I need to catch up on as well. Little 30k. Oh yeah, actually as well. I'm gonna likely indeed hit 30k during today's play. So let's see if I remember to actually take a screenshot. to take a screenshot. The only level 3 CVs, right? Can get them from level. Yeah, it's basically the 3 and 4 give 1 item from the pool. It's not like doesn't matter. They're on separate pools. Yeah, let's pop this one. No, not this one. This one. Yeah. I wonder if this is breaking maybe something that they've added these daily bounties in. And let's do this one just for the keys. It is a challenging one, but just for the keys. And then we'll go New York and do a few bounties there. Getting Rikers and cleaners and stuff then. Oh wait, here Ragers turned on normally. So we are on 5 directors. And if anybody wants to join, feel free to say so. And we can get you in here. I know, we're kind of set up to deal with 5 directives and stuff as well. What is it? I'll run OD for the ammo part of it, and then the rest we just have to deal with.
Hello.
And hey there, Pam. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, pretty good. Anyway, we did get reward tier 2. Well, actually, I went in as well around 2-ish. I was still up. I did a check, and like even low scores were getting tier 2 still. But yeah, we were still quite a bit away from 3.
Yeah. Well, they were on top of
yeah.
the 2, so that was fun. That was nice. They were more than safe.
Montana wants to join as well. Also, feel free at some point, Montana, we played several times. Feel free to send a friend's request if you can.
Agent is now in your group.
You know, accept it and then. Because usually the first few times I'll just do with invite just to not make my list bloat way too much. But then if we're playing several times together, then it's kind of fine. Yeah, we're all here. Yeah. It's just a challenging bounty, but this is that one for the keys. Damage numbers on. Hit it already. Anyway, we have the global event on. Should be some covers to covers if we get the chance. This one's also always, yeah, because actually, yeah, we should go around. Because it feels natural to go through the building, but the building is actually kind of a trap. Although it spits you out kind of like there, but it's easier around. I think so. Watching stream. Okay. Well, once you've done your homework, if we're still around.
Yeah, I got lost in there for a second.
Yeah, I keep getting lost in there as well. Well, actually, it's we should have gone the other way. Actually, I realize now because it's in this street. Could have just exited and gone this way. A late patrol here as well. And I still haven't figured out what the thing is with ragers. Because yeah, here it's turned on and it's normal. I'm willing to bet once we go to New York, it's gonna turn off again. And I know mention as well in the patch notes of fixes for characters, but yeah, I'm hoping maybe they were already aware of it and they're not fixes it for me. Because yeah, it's very annoying not having access to 3 of my characters. Mostly as well, I want to change a few builds on them, and also I want to make the builds collection updates video as well. Remove all dimensions of the secure and the QRs if they're indeed got content that wasn't supposed to make it into the live game. Yeah, we'll actually likely see tomorrow indeed as well that. Well, I feel likely if they were, they would put that, like that's something they would put in patch notes.
Target spotted.
Agent down. Charge
One of
transfer
those.
activated.
Target neutralized. Good work. You got the target. Nice. Thank you for keeping us safe, Agent.
Oh, actually, we don't need to go to New York. There are rakers and cleaners here. I totally forget. But yeah, I have like one bandy there, one bandy here. Let's maybe do that though. Actually, as well, we'll see some of the bounty locations here, right? Also, I have the world green, so this shouldn't be too hard. Let's go for that control button.
I'm gonna go for that one just to see.
Yeah. Ratio. Ready, set, go. We're gonna kill Hoffman. Trying to work some of the world activities. Oh yeah, that's one of the bigger things we're looking forward to. Is this underground? No. Oh, maybe it was just in there. It's one of these things. Oh, okay, it's just out in the streets here. Just quick heal there, actually. Just want to fix my fragile. Requires a lot of RNG. Oh, for the one here, yeah, I haven't even gone for commendations
Control point
yet.
nearby.
I have the feeling I'll just get it then. Seems to be keeping track as well across all characters and stuff. But I have the feeling I'll just get all the merits, all the commendations after a while just playing. And then if I have any remaining, I'll do them then.
Took care of business here.
I don't know. That's the downside of the... I feel all of the areas here are kind of like this, right? It's just... There's
A lot
quite
of
a lot...
running.
Yeah. They're also like very... Like a lot way apart, basically. Way more so than even like the New York street ones. At least they go in a straight line, kind of. Subbing with a directive that isn't currently part of the season, so it's not showing up. Like how last season's kind of skills and special ammo were swapped. Not sure. In here, I think we just have Ragers.
Neutralized. Good work.
Because I see the Ragers bar, and there's no other reason. Like we have, it's also get used for the transfer thing, but we haven't transferred yet, so there's no reason for it to be there.
Charge transfer.
So I'm guessing that's just Ragers.
You got the target. Nice.
But also earlier on, like it just wouldn't turn on. Like the main issue we had with it, or I had with it, was I would try to turn it on and it just wouldn't.
Charge transfer activated.
Which, you know. Because in the Summit, Pistolero and Bummy's just sliding. Too cool to run.
Yeah, too hard to run. Better to just slide. Don't have to move my legs.
It is, yeah. I love how the cape keeps resetting as well. Because the cape keeps like, oh, actually now your feet. Wait, was that? Oh no, was that the cape? Or was that your feet like moving? Oh yes, sometimes your feet are like running. Comic unlocked crouch in Division. All of those people saying they missed the crouch button. You just have to keep on it. Oh yeah, that might also be desync. So let's finish this one quickly. Or maybe deltas.
Charge compromised.
Yes.
Vital signs critical.
Target neutralized. Good work.
Exotic chameleon monkey.
Looks like you earned
I
yourself
was
another
thinking
bounty.
that I'm gonna
Well
get
done.
another catalyst. Got one already.
I'm not sure the bounty enemies, or the bounty names will drop it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe not them. Just open world.
And I have a Riker one in the other zone heroic. Let's see that one. And then maybe.
I have cleaner heroic in this one we are in now.
Oh. Well, let's jump for this one first. It's gonna always like jump around anyway. Let me catch up. What level? Which one? What level?
Over that brick.
Or was that in response to something?
Taking my watch.
2 p.m. our time. I haven't been keeping track of it. It's definitely there like every evening session for me. So, yeah. That way. Whatever that is. That way.
Oh, that way.
But actually, it should say it's whenever they reset. So, because no, they seem to be on the daily reset on the targeted loot reset. Cool skills because I was getting that instead of Ragers. Okay. Well, that might also be a thing, but yeah, here again, kind of like with last season, I end up just running either 5 or 0. So it just doesn't seem to matter, man. At least for me.
A hoarder. Or goblin.
Yeah, also names group. Oh wait, do you mean that? Or, oh, also yeah, both actually.
Yeah, he's on top.
Yeah. Oh, him we don't need. Tip of the spear here today. Tip of the spear to you. So tip of the morning.
Another agent has joined your group.
Oh yeah.
That's
Fortune.
someone from my friends list that just decides to join whenever the fuck he wants.
Okay. I mean, in this case, it's fine as long as he's, you know, not an anchor. And yeah, I've seen the 6 directives, and then yeah, usually the scaven skills as the 6th one, right? Because especially yeah, when you're kind of turning it off and on, scaven skills sometimes shows up. But yeah, I haven't messed too much around with it because we just end up not running. I haven't been running directives much.
Closed. Charge transfer activated.
I should transfer our charge. Because if we
I'll just stay here. Thank you very much.
if we can, that makes things a lot easier.
Target down. Good job.
2 patriots. Yeah. So what that guy's doing? I'm just out of curious now. A ninja bike. 2
That he is.
patriots. Yeah. Where are we going? Let's go get wrecked. The person, not the concept. Hmm. Then the open world, we're getting another world difference. Might as well be stepping up the difficulty. The thing is, 9 is definitely a step above the rest. People would have that on, and then especially for like, at least now with 5, you can have several builds that can deal with like the seasons 5. What I would love is actually for them to make it every week, weekly change of the directives. You know, every week we log in and we go like, oh hey, what are these week's directives, right? Like I would just love that. We're even. Oh, over there. Ooh, that's a. What does that say? Oh, Brooklyn. Okay. It's a pretty cool looking one. Oh, you mean how am I that SHD level? That's actually not that impressive. There are, well, I have people in my friends list that are, you know, in the 47s and in the 50s and stuff. If you've been around ever since release and you've grinded a lot, you can, well, most of those people are in the 20s. Or even 30s, or even 40s, or even 50s. In my case as well, actually, I'm not that high. I haven't been using any of the recent 5 times, 3 times XPs. Like, that would have been by itself another 6, 7k if I grinded those out. But also, if you just want to grind levels, like, it can... There are people that do like 1,000 levels every week. It is also then you kind of know lifing the game. But if you know, if you're enjoying your time.
Charge transfer activated.
That'll cost you.
But yeah, the 30k I'm about to reach isn't that.
Target.
A lot of people that have been around since
That's your
the
target.
since release.
Vital signs critical. An agent needs assistance.
Oh, right.
Charge
I'm
exposed.
actually gonna respawn here. If you guys can just do a cover to cover.
Agent killed.
Target
Maybe
neutralized.
that'll make it
Good work.
much safer there. Mixed up.
I tried
nice.
to cover like 4 times. Every time, just before I got to cover, it got away.
You lasted, yeah.
Thank you for keeping us safe, Agent.
Anyway, what we can always do when we're doing bounties is just respawn. Sometimes I have to watch out with the timing because you don't want to be respawning when like people are killing the boss or something, because you won't get the loot if you're too far away. Oh, the bleed right now.
I'm gonna put my heroic on the in the other zone.
Yeah.
Kind of close.
Yeah. Let's go from the control point. So North Street. It's from control points with the different. Oh yeah. I mean, in the past, it used to be like people would farm convoys, like just they would log in and that's all they would do, or you know, floor 10. And so. Also, one of the things with SHD level is you shouldn't ever be too impressed by SHD level because, first of all, it means nothing. Plenty of people with high SHD levels that don't know shit. Secondly, there is ways to have cheated it in the past, especially Descent. When Descent was bugged, when it was initially released, you could join and then die, or join and then leave. And that would give you the XP of that. You could just join a friend. That's also why nowadays you can't join a friend in progress. But that oversight meant that some people went from like 8k to 40k. As an
And
example.
now, in combination with
Wait, is that you?
XP
Did you
events.
seriously just shoot at me?
Well, now as well, indeed, like candy and stuff. Thing is, at least those experiences are like 1k. Whereas the Descent one, people could do it for as much as they wanted, and that would be thousands upon thousands of level. Basically, every time they would join and leave, which would just take like, you know, a minute of like loading screens and stuff. And depending on how deep you were, that would be like 50 levels or something. Because as well, back then the directives applied to it. So even if you were on loop 30 or something, you would get 50 levels. Where now you would get like 25 levels. Or like 20 levels. Yeah, let's go around again. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, that's kind of also why I don't play the XP events. It's just that would make it for me that as well. I would just only want to farm XP in the XP events. In general, I don't farm XP much, but actually I enjoy like running around on 5 directives. Like in this case, it's much more about wanting to be on 5 directives more so than like wanting to level. Because I care a little bit about my SHD level. Like, not per se, like proud would not be the word I would use for it, but no, there's a little bit of pride in there. But honestly, nowadays I look much more towards playtime. I won't inspect people in. But the thing with playtime is also, yeah, it's just playtime. You can play a game for 10,000 hours and not learn that, you know,
You got the target. Nice.
even the most basic things. Like how to just stay upright.
And it reminds me of that one countdown player. Just because you do it 4,000 times the wrong way doesn't mean.
Exactly. Yeah, this isn't the strongest of builds, but yeah, it's an OD. Also very shellfishly, very crabbly. I wanted just to bleed some enemies. So. Guess what bleeds a lot?
That's the target agent.
Charge compromised. Charge transfer initiated. Hostile.
And actually, for my pesty tick jumping around here and there, I'm getting damage on a bunch of stuff, so I'm getting the option sometimes to cover.
Target neutralized. Good work. Agent, target spotted.
Yeah, we could do the hunter while we're here. I need to do the hunter on this character at some point. Because yeah, I don't have access to the other one that did do the hunters on this. I might do that actually this week at some point. I wouldn't mind redoing some of the hunters. I wouldn't mind also doing them on heroic. Just for it. Just for the thing. Just for the fight. Although likely I would still, because yeah, if any people need it, I wouldn't be against. Sharing glory.
Charge exposed. Charge transfer activated.
Because the real fight would be doing it solo on.
You got the target. Nice.
Vital signs critical. Agent
I got
incapacitated.
murdered.
Just heard the barrel and I
like
was
you earned
just
yourself another
staring at the
bounty.
group
Well
waiting
done.
who was going to go down.
Well, me. I needed to test my hive anyway. Gotta do it somehow. Oh, yeah, if anybody has any more.
And the more heroic ones.
Okay. Let's maybe go get some because I think. Yeah, there's for instance one there. And we can just jump to this convoy. So I think only experiments are turned out. Is the fact that when they first appear, the lesson starts doing them. Yeah, I mean, there's also nothing against it. Like if you enjoy them, don't take me not enjoying them as a. Oh, wait, what am I? Where am I going? Oh, did we already?
Despawn.
Oh, okay.
Friendly supply conflict in proximity.
We already.
I don't know if it despawned because someone popped the bounty or maybe, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, we
there's
didn't. I thought that we finished it like right away. I was like, wait, how? No, Montana likely had some. I'm gonna guess. If I had to guess. But yeah, let's go do these. There's no Black Tusk actually here, right? Activity wise.
All angles.
Because I wouldn't mind some black disc either. Although, well, I need to do an invading mission anyway. That'll kill a lot of loot like this. Likely.
Agent down.
I can get you. Oh no, likely Montana was actually resetting for fragiles.
Yeah.
Gonna guess you were fragile back there. Oh, okay, actually, yeah, they said so in the. in the
Detected from the control point.
and yeah,
Proximity.
indeed, you can always fix it like that. That's also why, like, to me, fragile armor fragile bug isn't that big of a deal. You can always go to, like, in between.
An agent needs assistance.
Ah, there you fix it. In between, you can also just go to checkpoint or safe space. So just a shared space. Any safe house or anything. But also, yeah, if you die and you get picked up, because there as well, you were already back to 3. But yeah, you would need to have popped up.
Charge compromised. Serious trauma detected.
Med packs. Tons of med packs.
Hey, don't.
Damn it, really that wasn't. Oh. Where's that coverage right?
Wipe them out.
Yeah, let me get over here. Does headshot damage stat apply headshot damage with a body shot using determinants? Yes. It just acts like a full headshot. That's also why you're still doing your normal damage, because otherwise you would lose a ton of damage.
Or this? I don't think so, right? It's not coming through. Yeah, no.
Ain't ever happening. Well, actually, so I don't know if you got the patch notes, CEO, but Lengmo was definitely in the list of fixed blueprints, so nothing likely. Starting tomorrow, get the blueprint and then farm for it. Let's grab my leads. Shellfishly, indeed. Yeah, I think Pomegran's the right idea. I know this place is kind of a maze. Well, maybe yeah. Well, at least I think all of us will have gotten. Well, I'm gonna guess most already have the challenges, if even doing them, but because I think we should have definitely got enough cleaners and Rikers. We could go to a different map.
I even miss sitting in traffic. Who knew? Got you. Okay.
Charge exposed.
A little aggressive, but it worked. What is it? We want to transfer our charge if we can.
That's your target.
Was the last one.
Couldn't they leave us alone?
Let's spawn all 3 bosses. Drill, breakdown, and fish eye. Catching up on the Twitch. No, sorry. What you think about the Ravenous and what build you would use it? Ravenous is not so much about build, it's about situations. Like there are situations where the Ravenous is really good. Especially for instance Marauders. It melts Marauders. So whenever you're fighting a Marauder, let's say Legendary Roosevelt, or let's say Army Terminal,
Medical assistance
all of those things,
Target down. Good job.
it's really good for that. Whenever you're fighting Warhounds, it's really good for that. Again, Legendary Roosevelt has the room with just the Warhounds. It's really good for that.
Got a gun somewhere?
You got the
Or
target.
can you just snipe it?
Friendly control point detected.
Oh,
Target neutralized.
I need to take a screenshot. Oh, actually, yeah. The screenshot function on UbiConnect is disabled. They didn't tell anybody, but it basically is. Let's actually go in here, so we're in the void. You know what? I'll just put it in the Discord. I just want to have a screenshot of that for myself. Actually, what I can do is actually use the snipping tool and just do the entire screen. I'll save it in that other screenshot folder. Yay!
That's another one down. Good job, Agent.
Should have clickbaited the stream today. Finally, 30,000.
Right there.
My grind to 30k. Yeah. I would like to thank the Academy. Yeah, shall we take it back to DC?
Sure, why not?
And then, especially as well there, if we have some Black Dust bounties. I should have some Black Dust bounties, maybe. Should have actually checked if I have all the cleaner ones. And thanks for the creds, everybody. I would like to thank my mom. I would like to thank my dad. I would like to thank Lexington. I would like to thank the Heartbreaker Tech Tank. And Eclipse. And 5 directives. Oh. I've been delted.
Press space to start.
Did we
Press
all
escape
delta?
to quit.
Nope. Not yet.
Okay.
But yeah, can I have the same thing that you have on the few characters? When I tried to log back in, it instantly got me Delta. When I tried to log in,
Mm-hmm.
but so I just turned the game off, logged in the next day, right into the character, and it worked.
Okay.
Press space
But
to
yeah,
start.
here I'm actually locked
Press
out of this
escape to
character now.
quit.
Which kinda that maybe picks up a different character? No.
Press space to start. Press escape to quit.
Yeah, because that's 4 out of 4 on this account. Yeah, it's really not gonna let me in, is it? Because it has the same Delta 04. God damn it, game.
Press space to start. Press escape to
You know
quit.
what? Let's just swap over to second accounts. Well, I'll be forced to not for once get.
All challenges.
Yeah. But at least it's outside of my control. I'm gonna swap to second account. It's gonna take a minute. But yeah, that also now means that. Wait, what even happened there? We were just swapping map, right? Because also, actually, yeah, the other characters
It was
wouldn't
the
have
same thing that happened to me.
like the other time or this time or.
When mine got locked out and it fixed itself the next day, I was traveling from Brooklyn to DC. Then it crashed like that. I couldn't get back in, so I left it for the next day.
Yeah, because I'm maybe thinking maybe it's the directives or something, but I'm trying to remember if the other characters wouldn't have had directives on. So yeah. Yeah, let's load into this and then maybe just do some stuff. Let me catch up on this here as well. Like crazy, yeah. Yeah, I used to use it a lot too. It is annoying that's broken. But also I didn't notice it for a few days, and there was actually a few screenshots that I wanted to have, which kind of didn't. Yeah, thanks for dying in the end. And yeah, this indeed that was the last character. So yeah. Let's hopefully not lose this character as well, because then that's kind of all the usable characters. At least, well, I still have a country, but I haven't played the country this whole season yet.
Entering safe area.
Because I'm on US server, the other guy's still here. Shouldn't matter because there's no. Also, yeah, we would be like on the same
Priority
like Europe
objectives
server.
available.
Agent, I need to debrief with Schaefer.
Yeah, you guys
He
are
also has
okay.
to go.
Maybe reform
Said it was
on
safer for
me.
us to
Oh
just
well,
not
no,
do
actually,
it.
you guys are still together,
I'm
right?
gonna hop off because it's midnight.
Ah, okay.
Get some sleep in.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm likely also not gonna go too long because I'm actually not that invested in getting this character much more.
Yeah, all I need from the global event is just some stars and getting like the rewards there, the 2 extra caches. Kind of like all I need.
Been thinking about
Yeah.
getting
What do you mean for this one? You mean or?
Yeah, that's kind of all I aiming for all global events.
Oh, in general, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's not a bad idea. Then yeah, here maybe do a weekly here. I'm just gonna go for that. But then you're
I'm gonna go
yeah.
get I just need 2 stars to get 60 so I can buy a few extra caches and then just jump off.
Okay. Yeah, well, you go get that and but then I'll likely catch you around then.
Yep. Hopefully tomorrow I'm not gonna be dead tired.
Okay. Yeah, have fun at work and have a good night.
You too. Laters.
Yeah. Well, how about if it's there? Let me actually catch up on chat there for a second. And actually, I'm on time. I don't know if you're up for it. I'm likely just gonna go do. What's the? Or maybe you know what? Let's go catch. No, actually, I want to keep the. Earn space, viewpoint space, and capital. Well, maybe I'm gonna go for this one. Oh. Someone taking a picture there. Yeah, actually, let me. Should have it still as my. No. You have your in-game name for me again. Because I always forget like how many underscores it is. Oh, I'll get you invited. Yeah, but let me catch up on here as well. Be like a fresh start. I've already done that several times. But yeah, I don't losing out on characters that I kind of need to do certain things. For instance, the build collection. So getting a little frustrating. Just kicked you. I mean, yeah, that account is not kind of like that character, yeah. Well, at least we're stuck on 30 on that one. Catch up here. And if anybody else wants to join for the daily, we'll do it with the global event. Actually, I should have done that first, and then invite you. Let's still get some stars.
Another agent has joined your group.
I should actually turn on the global event first. Yeah, Yeah, and let's just keep it no directives. Just breeze through it, and also I'm kind of concerned about that being one of the reasons stuff is breaking. Yeah, let me deactivate the modifier. Burns me out. Yeah. Although you can always do, you can always use, at least if you need the screenshots, you can always use the snipping tool. Yeah. Let's maybe go for the activities first, right? And then do the missions in a row. So East Mall and Southwest. Activities. Should have some bounties here. I do have a bunch of bounties. Yeah, let's maybe do a bounty or two as well. Maybe we get the 10. Although actually, no, I'm not gonna go for the 10 bounties, am I? Not the best. Yeah, let's go for a crash site first. Maybe we just do a control point or two. And if anybody else wants to join as well, let me know.
Hostile supply convoy nearby.
Not from again. Thank you. Oh, thank you as well, Chala, for the kind words, and I'm glad it's helping out. It's kind of what it's for. Oh, I was hoping to use the character like with above 30k tomorrow for the momentum video, or not momentum, the hardcore global modifier, or well, just the global modifiers.
What's that noise?
It's being called hardcore is still a little annoying and confusing.
Reinforcements incoming.
I'll get behind you.
I know where to cover.
Compromised.
I don't want to cover to cover.
Charge transfer.
Should have not maybe been tech tank, but I am, so. It's fine.
Hostile supply convoy nearby.
Oh, also we have an elite resource convoy.
Charge transfer initiated.
Actually, I think that's exiting from here.
Nowhere to hide.
I mean, they're likely gonna just keep spawning here as well.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Yeah, we were on that side.
This is it.
Reinforcement. Exposed to melee.
But I'm really hoping the patch tomorrow
Hostiles detected.
fixes that issue as well.
Hostile detected.
But anyway,
Keep it in there.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Should be the last wave of the convoy.
Unloading on target.
That was a mess of a fight.
Behind them.
Oh, I don't get to use the... Because I was gonna buy the bundle, whatever bundle is tomorrow, and use that as my, like, apparel for that video as well. I'll be able to do that, because I'm not gonna buy it on this account.
Hostiles detected.
get up on us. Stop running.
Kind of sucks. Yeah.
Stay the fuck away.
I was already looking at some of the, or like there was a support Discord
Agent charge compromised.
for Ubisoft. I was kind of looking there. There were other people that were like, but yeah, they were like 6 or 7 days waiting. Or they were like complaining that they're already been waiting for 6 and 7 days, and the reply was just like, yeah, it's very busy.
I'm attacking now.
Please hold that. we'll get to you eventually. But yeah, I'm already on like 10 days since my report and 12 days since the issues. And I am at this moment not a very happy customer. I don't actually remember what was happening when we lost the third character. And I like trying to remember when that happened. Actually, yeah, no, the third character just wouldn't log in one time after. Wonder if it has something to do, maybe. No, the global event wasn't last week, so it's been going for 2 weeks. Like maybe with the global events. But no, it's not that. Can't be that.
Charge compromised. Supply room access.
And yeah, okay, over here.
Thanks for showing up. You really saved us back there. Thank you for showing.
Looking for a sniper hardshot build. Do you have any build collection? Yeah, I'll link you to the recommended build list. And there as well, there's there's a whole header of headhunters, and then also, yeah, specifically as well the scrubber elites for hot shots. Oh, that's not the right command. It's a 3-letter command on the Twitch end, and I got 1 letter wrong. Yeah, let's. So let me just go for some activities. It'll be faster. Well, actually. Wait, I'm just gonna jump over here. I realize now actually this account hasn't done, because yeah, Cassie and stuff should be available for another hour, right? Let me see if the snitch is here. Yeah.
Hostile control point detected.
But then let's maybe also just go to No Hope Hotel here.
My friend's open for business. Want to know where?
Because we need some activities here as well. Maybe I should just track this.
There's where to go. Good luck.
So let's go grab this, and then maybe I just quickly go get Danny and get my exotic caches from that. But add one of the ATF members when they're short line support is one of them. You help demonstrate this. I'm going to help you out too. I've been thinking about maybe
Civilians in
using,
danger.
you know, seeing if I can pull some strings, but I don't think that would help that much. I'm hoping just this patch fixes it. Like us actually having a patch. Because I would be very surprised if they aren't aware of the issue. Especially even with like Delta. The Delta is like that. They're getting the error report on their end as well. Because it looks more like the character save. Like, doesn't look to be anything but that. It's either a character save, but might also I would expect either that or character position. Like they're kind of caught in a limbo state and the game doesn't know how to handle it. But also, what would that limbo state even be? As well as well, character 3, the only thing I did there was just log out in the White House. Right? Like that's what's a cleaner
Charge
position.
compromised.
But yeah, I might abuse that. I might go with a don't you know who I am? And they go no, and they're like, yeah, no, understandable. I can totally get that you don't know who I am. Do I know who I am? Maybe I should go find myself. Keep on spawning here, and I'll just keep on murdering here.
Exposed to melee.
But yeah, I really do hope if the patch doesn't fix it, like it would suck if I miss out on the descent com or
Supply room access unlocked.
well, especially descent com. Because I can't log into that, and then yeah. Maybe I'll fix
Detected.
it.
Nearby location. Guarded.
I don't like doing, pulling strings. Also, it did, there is a point where just, hey, fuckheads, just at least give a response. So get that activity over there. That one's nice and easy. So we need 2 more here. Because that patrol that was leaving was likely heading to get resources. They counted as 1. We have 3. This can be 4, and then maybe we go for that territory control down south. That'll be faster. Generate content. Well, somewhat. I can always do it with this, but I was kind of hoping to do it with that. Especially, having reached a little bit of a milestone.
Let's see. Are there any reasons I should?
And my bigger fear is just like that they can't fix it. That would be like super unacceptable, but
Agent charge compromised.
still a contingent that I have to consider. I wouldn't even be against. Like if I have to delete them, the biggest downside would be losing the time played numbers. Also, it would take like a whole season to get back to having the build collection lining up again.
What's happening?
But yeah, I've kind of considered even like that as maybe being that outcome. That one's super annoying. Let's go for, because there isn't much else here. Let's just go for that territory down south. We'll just run there. Like the last snapshot, if they have that available. Because even if I get to reset, like even to the start of the season or something like that, would be fine. But I just want my characters. Because I can't fix it. Yeah, it will be unacceptable. Like, that's not an acceptable response, but I do hope they have the tools to kind of... This also depends on if they even, like, have the tools to do stuff like that, to, like, roll back a character, like, from support end. Because yeah, they've definitely done that with like people that were abusing the damage glitch and stuff like that, but
Let's see you run now.
does support have that option as well to just, you know, go like, hey, we're rolling back this character to this point?
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Well, I'm gonna guess there's just some weird flag set on those characters. Because the weird thing as well, I have played a little bit of the second account characters and stuff, and none of these, I mean, knock on wood, but none of these are. Because yeah, we played the hardcore a little bit like last week. But yeah, none of these are showing symptoms. It's only main account. Yeah, we got all the ones here. You're good with it? I'm gonna take a quick detour because I'm gonna forget in a minute. I don't know if you've gotten your Danny stuff, Montana, but I'm just gonna quickly go there and just get that. I mean, yeah, as like a automated thing that was kind of like checking for the stuff, but yeah, support has that option. Just waiting for the dev to get involved. Even then, you just give a, hey, we have forwarded your shit to, because I haven't gotten a response at all. Like, I've just told them what has happened, and I've updated them that a third character was the, you know, a week later that a third character has the same issue now, and because yeah, even in that case, you just go like, hey, a copy paste, hey, we've received your thing. We forwarded it. We can't do anything.
Detected.
We need
Control
dev
point
kind
in
of thing.
proximity.
Not by a long shot.
Yeah, we could go get that named if you want, but I would say we just skip it.
Friendly combatants detected.
I guess both of us are done with the snitch cards. And I got loots.
Rogue agent detected.
You got something to trade.
It's this guy, isn't it? Danny is rogue. Confirmed.
Thanks for
You're a
trading.
rogue agent. And I'm just quickly getting my exotics. And these guys just hugging it out for the last like 5 years. Yeah, so let's maybe go through our activities still. So E small, 2 more, so a control point maybe. Unless we have 2 easy ones. That's actually not too bad. Let's actually go for that territory and that propaganda. Up north. Those two are pretty quick. The other ones in the middle is a lot of running. Actually, that might be faster. Actually, let's see. We'll see who gets there first. We'll race. Do we know what causes the buff to swap randomly? If you swap to your pistol. The pistol isn't affected. Also, actually, I think if you pull out handheld skill also, or if you pull out a grenade.
Detected. Nearby location guarded by hostiles.
I think all 3 of those things, like they're not affected by it, but when you come back from it, it's on the other polarity. I was about to say that. On the other side of things. Just stick the ACS in his face.
Charge
Oh well,
compromised.
in his butt actually. Yeah.
Scheme detected.
True Suns always spawn on that side. Black does always spawn on that side. And then let's go for. Actually, there's a public there now. That might be easier. Let's go for that public. We can go from the gate. That's actually the fastest way. Not let me catch up as well. Those were the only tools provided by the team, so I'm doing a little bit of attention outside the room. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of familiar with it as well. For, you know, I've worked on call centers and stuff as well, where you're dealing as tech support. You have a script basically, and basically anything that isn't fitting to a script, it quickly becomes you either have to escalate it or, you know, well, you just escalate it as a lower person. You just escalate it up, and it's up to the managers to maybe go say like, "Hey, we can't fix it" or something.
Charge compromised. Detecting additional hostile contacts. Hostile broadcast detected.
Position.
We lost one.
You never know when more.
How many bandits do I have here, actually? I'm gonna pick up the
Civilians in
banny.
distress. Hostile
complete it.
convoy. Detected.
And then, yeah, we have just 4 missions to go. Yeah, let's go start on those. Let's go from the top. Air and space. And yeah, if anybody wants to join us for these weekly missions. Too many fans of me. So anything I think I missed. Yeah, no, nothing. Nothing yet. That's also the more annoying thing. Like just even just put out an automated response or something. It's like Fog of War and Fragile. These two are pretty cheap. Actually, as well. I'm gonna go clips just because I want to. I know unless somebody wants to join us, I'll matchmake as well here.
Civilians in danger.
I was trying to press G, which is the Division 1, but
The ramp to the
yeah,
parking
we've been
garage
playing
looks
some
like the
Division
best
1.
way in.
Sloppy.
Another agent is now in your group.
And yeah, I'm just gonna quickly go grab.
Charge exposed.
Oh no, actually that's invaded, right? The shotguns there. Oh yeah, the special armors up there. And yeah, we'll make some fire happen. Make the fire spread. And I wouldn't mind getting a bunch of practice on Eclipse for the masterclass in a little bit. And one of the things with Eclipse as well is I'll be getting a bunch of the random aggro because, yeah, you know, antagonizing a bunch of stuff. And because of that, I can also be the person covering. I'll provide this with up here. Guys, wish you the best. And thank you so much, Hamza.
Another agent has joined
And
your
yeah,
group.
thank you for the kind words, and yeah, happy to be around. And yeah, I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, always happy to hear my stuff is helping people out. That's kind of what it's for.
Charge transfer.
Anyway, let's get actually the secret room here.
Figure out what they're doing here.
Blow up the balloons. If you blow up the 3 balloons,
Seems like these guys
you
are salvaging
get
and
a
repurposing anything they can from this place.
secret room.
Crafty
I'm
bastards.
gonna grab the loot in the back. Oh, wait, level 85. Newbie.
Tag anything useful.
Just out of
and I'll send it to
curiosity, what
recovery
is being
team later.
ran?
And blow the shit out of anything too
Striker.
dangerous.
Striker but bad. And then striker but bad.
Military grade explosive residue detected.
H5. At least they're waiting to engage, that's nice.
Charge
one of
transfer
those.
activated. Charge compromised.
Especially the one thing I can deal well with is heavies. We'll have a tool to kind of help with it, which
Resurgence
is
reinforcements incoming.
my crossbow.
Need to clear the next hole.
When you're done fucking things up there,
Keep moving. You still got 2 halls to clear.
But yeah, that just breaks a piece of armor off. And a second balloon. Indeed. It's 2 down. Actually, let's give this guy a second to catch up. Well, that's fine. It's gonna make it. Is he gonna make it? Yeah.
Hostile radio intercepted.
One nice thing about Eclipse, especially here,
The planetarium.
is you can do this.
Secure that ordnance.
Some of their secrets. Earth. The third rock.
And then what I can do as well, actually, is put my hive there. It will actually hit people up there. They can bounce it off the roof there, especially off that beam. And then land it on their heads. Because this part, of course, quite often can be annoying because enemies
Charge exposed. Charge transfer
refuse to
initiated.
die or peek.
While no other planet in our solar system sustains life, it's possible that the building blocks that allowed organisms to evolve
Yeah, I get you here.
to complex living beings like you and me started as nothing.
Find the case after a while and then go past 32 side. The daily bounties overrides stack bounties. Your cap is 32. I don't think I'm not sure if the dailies, but yeah, they just decay whenever you log out for long enough, so that the session kind of ends. Oh, nice. Oh, waiting. Am I gonna catch anyone?
Charge exposed.
And then put that there. That there. Do one of these. Let me go back to this later. And one of the things that kind of takes a little bit of practice, but definitely learnable. Like, if I can do it, anybody can.
Activated charge transfer.
Is getting good at kind of landing your chems on target. That's one of the times this week. Giving up on the weekly. Was it just because solo or something? I mean, it can be annoying, the roof part, but you can also just play it slow and just clear everything. I was talking and not paying attention to the spawn. How this mission spawns things.
Charge exposed. Charge transfer activated.
And those headshots are definitely shared because I've gotten 0 headshots lately, so even though gave me the 50 there.
Only have been formed in a liquid water environment. Today, water can be found on Mars at the Martian North Pole.
Could have maybe gone for the sides. I could have saved the special ammo there. And I could go for all the loot, of course. Ow.
Serious trauma detected.
That was a nice Mr. Heavy. One of the things with Eclipse is also learning or like trying to spot moments like this, so that they spawn downstairs, of course, in a second.
Mechanical components detected.
But yeah, what I can do is, of course, just
Have Isaac scan the parts.
set a trap. Yeah. Actually, no, you can't. Here's the thing. And then is getting the last balloon there. It opens up the secret room.
Needed.
There we go. Open that. Did we get the back one? Or did we not get this one? We didn't get this one. And there's one crate back here as
Link up
well.
with them and you'll be done there.
I was in position to
Identified. Suggested use.
up there.
Missile construction.
They must be using a casing from the museum's collection. If they can rig it with a warhead and some means of propulsion, they wouldn't even need a guidance system to hit the White House or a settlement.
Kinda goes without saying, but if you see any missiles lying around, make sure they can never, ever be used.
The Prophet is not correctly tagged as a named within the pistol category. Because of that, it just
Database
drops a lot.
designation LMR 90.
That would be the missile.
That's what it was.
Please
There
neutralize
was
that
no
fucking
response for
thing by
10
any
days.
means
Yeah.
necessary.
As somebody who oftentimes is kind of not per se tech support, but is kind of in that role. And I hear I'm kind of holding back, letting my allies get into position and then going in. Because they don't spawn till we're all in. What I definitely want to do is one of these.
Charge transfer activated.
And so what I want to do here is actually just sledge.
True Sun's munitions factory is out of action and they lost a big stockpile of ordnance. Throw in the fact that the settlements can scavenge those workbenches and tools.
And the newbie get
It's
a
been a pretty good day.
collector there as completion. Maybe it was in a priority. Yeah, next up viewpoints. Actually, we should have gone like like that. We're going down the list. Let's see if these guys stay around. If they do, we'll just carry them through.
An agent has left your group.
And yeah, let's put heroic again. And yeah, let's again take Fog of War, Fragile. The rest we don't want to per se deal with. Just simple and two. Ragers, if Ragers was just working normally, I would just take it, but I'm kind of concerned now maybe that it is the one causing issues. For me, maybe. Not likely though, because the other characters, in character 1 I was messing around with directives, but not on the other ones. I don't know, let's go start it. Our newbie will get a pop-up.
Museum away from True Sons will make it a lot
But,
harder for them to coordinate their troops and spread
join your
misinformation.
allies
All
in this
communications
mission.
Coming in and out of the building will be controlled from the production studio on the top floor. So you'll need to find it and secure it.
Charge exposed. Another agent is now in your group.
Sledge. Let's make this a cover.
Charge transfer activated.
Yeah, sorry for I was just doing it quick, so
Some
but yeah,
hostiles
just
enter the parking garage east of the main entrance.
kind of body
Might
block
be able
there.
to get in that way.
Not worried about directives, no. But it wouldn't be the first time that there is something in the patch note, or like isn't in the patch notes, but is getting fixed still.
Hostile radio intercepted.
That happens a lot.
So, the division thinks they can just come in here.
But at least a bunch of other things we've been
Wait for the signal, then corner,
concerned
then
about
kill.
for a while. Because actually the blueprint fixes, yeah, if that actually fixes up all the blueprints. Because also in that list, it was also missing still the... it was missing... Bellstone and
Easy down.
Endless Fury. I'm just trying to keep my facing this way, because this place is very facing dependent.
Exposed.
More than anything, I want them to spawn from these two.
Charge transfer activated.
I know, let me catch up here. I don't think they take it. I mean, yeah. Although, well, the thing is also profit isn't actually useful. Sadly. Lexington from Countdown? No. You can't get the Lexington from anywhere except for, you know, when they actually gave it out. They gave it out twice. If you didn't get it out of those two twice times, currently there is no way of getting it. Which kind of sucks. And a lot of us are hoping they change that at some point. Because that would be nice. I have mine, but I want people to be able to get it. Because currently as well, Caretaker has gone into that same issue, basically, where there is no way to currently get it.
Activated charge transfer.
Because it was part of the Game Pass event, and that has ended. Or the Game Pass project, that has ended.
Electromagnetic charge
Stupid shaper. Yeah, I wonder if that also will get fixed. That also needs to just get fixed. That would likely be such a simple fix. That, okay, there's quite often like a lot missing in the patch notes, so.
Charge compromised.
But we'll see tomorrow, right?
Activated charge transfer.
There's also, for instance, last season, they didn't actually fix the directives at all. I'm hoping they're not doing that this season too, but... especially in Eclipse that knows all the spawns. can make some shit happen.
Charge transfer activated.
I wish there was actually a counter of like how many hours you've played with like 4 pieces of a gear set or something.
Charge exposed.
Let
Exposed.
me get up here just to catch this wave, especially.
Serious trauma detected. Activated charge transfer.
There's also the follow-up wave is up here. Oh, that guy's going. And here the spawns are mostly fixed. That first one is kind of facing dependent. Oh, well, no, the second one after it's kind of facing dependent, but everything else is fixed. So. Once you know it, you know it. What was the counter for how many counters? Oh yeah, some counters would be nice. And here's always the old place where we did this. I used to always do this with randoms as well. Just...
Get to the TV studio and get these guys off the air for good.
And it's always like watching what people do with it, because there's some give it the nose like that, and then some give it eyebrows or stuff like that. But that's actually where the happy face on the wall kind of thing kind of started. You know, nowadays we do that in a bunch of places.
Charge exposed.
And then
Charge
this
transfer activated.
these coming spawns are very facing dependent, so just trying to catch where people are facing. Mostly that away, so likely the next will be down there as well.
Look for the transmission control module. It handles all communications going in and out of viewpoint.
I'll push
If
the
you reset
button.
it, you'll lock out the True Suns and we can take over the channels.
What happens here quite often is
Stay
you
by
have
the
to go
module
for that
and make sure
one.
it completes the reset sequence.
Because here actually, yeah, it isn't that it just spawns on this one, it's just that everybody expects it to, and because of that everybody's facing that way, and then the facing determines that it will be that way. I'm just gonna stay out of people's way, but yeah, I'm just gonna let it burn. But also, I'm gonna do a cover to cover to transfer charge.
Charge transfer initiated.
Loading faster.
All site facilities are reset to default or under direct SHD control.
That's good to hear. Our comms are coming online and the True Suns are in the dark.
Fluctuations in local power
But that contact would be restricted?
Communications
Which
facilities
one?
offline.
What the hell?
I'm seeing multiple hostiles on the roof. They're setting up EMP jammers around the radio mast.
It's Wade. He's trying to sabotage the mast. Without it, no one can broadcast from viewpoint.
Well, yeah,
Agent,
neither of
get to the
those
roof.
sounds
Stop
like.
him from
Although maybe
taking
that
out the mast.
was, maybe that was way earlier. So it was from the last one.
Electromagnetic charge detected.
Wade is using
National
EMP jammers to
Independence of the
overload the radio
Bastion.
mast. Take them out before the
Yeah.
mast is destroyed.
Then descend quite a bit.
System disrupted.
And then here, I'm just gonna send a fire grenade.
Structural
And then actually, so
integrity
in a
at
second,
75%.
Agent, you've got to stop Wade. We need that radio mast.
comes off
You won't be able
cooldown.
to use your shade
One of the
tech.
things here is, yeah, if I get this fire to
Take
spread, it's spread
out.
to the thing there.
Charge compromised.
So that will just kill that last one. You can't just set them on fire.
Electromagnetic charge depleted. System malfunctioning.
And I can get a cam out
Activated.
in between.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
This one there. In between pulses. You can just quickly get it.
All right, the facility is ours.
Yeah, man.
True Sons just lost a powerful tool for
Liberty.
coordinating the troops and spouting their horse shit. Once we get the radio
Maybe we
mast
got
repaired
another
and
exotic as
operational,
well.
We can extend the reach of our own broadcasts.
Level 89 guy. Alright, next up, Space Admin. And then Capital. Is that short for something? It doesn't ring a bell for me. Of like why it would be.
Supply room access unlocked.
Gonna guess is there's like some story to it. Or oh, do you mean there's already a clan with that? The clan tags aren't unique. Like the name will be. The name you have to have unique. So whatever this guy has, you know, like this, the name needs to be unique. The ticker
An
is
agent is no longer in your group.
Like you can have dozens of the same ticker because it's just 3. Oh, it means something. Oh, I'll look it up later.
If we want to get Isaac back online across
But
the
yeah, a lot
country,
of like
we need to reconnect
you
the
know
local system to the
actual
satellite network.
slur stuff
We should be able to do
is
that at the NOAA headquarters
restricted.
Get to the
There's
control room.
that.
I can walk you through the process from there.
Agent charge compromised. Charge transfer initiated. Another agent has joined your group.
Make that a sledge. And we'll make this this. Suppress rifle.
control room is at the top of the atrium.
Now we're gonna go all the way to the roof. Also, screw this thing.
Hostile radio intercepted.
It's the division! Sound the alarm!
Charge transfer initiated.
Yeah, landed it. 1.6 on a fire cam explosion. That's quite a lot. Sir, and I have your undivided attention. Ow.
Serious trauma detected.
Oh yeah, that was gonna happen there. I was just keeping him busy. Yeah, I'm gonna go get the loot downstairs real quick. Numbers on negotiators. A known bug with obliterate seems to reset every time when you stop shooting or when maintaining full stack. I mean, it drops away after 10 seconds, or do you mean something else? Doesn't know generally as well with I remember they tried it like this season. I've run negotiator this season. We ran it. I remember running it at some point with the blitz rate.
Agent charge compromised. Agent down. Activated charge transfer.
Kind of one person is doing it well with cover to covers, and especially the Eclipse player can really easily do it right. And also here, I'm gonna toss my hive upstairs already, and it's already in a spot to cause some pain.
Immediate charge transfer.
Why do all the heavies hate me? I mean, it's because I'm setting them all on fire. There is an actual answer. Missed my crossbow.
Heads up. I'm seeing hostile movement on the roof.
I'd hate other people too if they were setting me on fire the whole time. Yeah, let's get this. It's funny that these guys are kind of suddenly seeing it and then kind of joining us. One resource there. Anyway, I'll catch up here. And either Borealium. Quite the name.
I've sent the coordinates for the dishes through Isaac. It shouldn't take too long to align them. You're still gonna have to adjust each dish, but this will speed up the process.
Charge compromised. Vital signs critical.
For down here. One of the things here is a lot of teams make it harder for themselves. Here will be fine somewhat. Especially if it is like 4 somewhat newer players. You don't have to hit all of them at once. Well, you don't even need to hit that first one until you clear everything out. But yeah, by slowing it all down, it makes it a little... because yeah, kind of this. Because also, every time somebody is on that, is a person not shooting. And not helping clear out stuff.
Satellites aligned and clear for transmission. Signal is insufficient.
So far, so good. Now we just gotta find a transmitter to boost the signal.
Agent charge compromised.
I'm gonna go grab shock rounds.
Charge transfer initiated.
Not transfer to anything else because nothing's in range. It's weird. Haven't no. Although it's likely a stability muzzle, right? But it looked like the accuracy one. Just not something you per se need on rifles. Oh, yeah. Oh, like reload sub shooting. The numbers are set from back to 519. I mean, yeah, could be. Well, you can see the obliterate icon, and if it's still there. But I'm gonna guess, like, is it maybe like with strained or something? There we go. It's trying to get through the wall there. Okay, you can't just go through the in between the elevators. You just run up against that and then roll through. What are the two resources? How many heavies does this make? God damn it. It's one of those runs where it's just, oops, all heavies.
Charge compromised.
Because we basically have the heavies in all of the... Any place we could have had a heavy, almost, we've had an heavy. And I'm gonna put that up there.
That's it. We should be able
I'm
to
gonna
extract
hang
the
back
radio
here,
once it's
actually.
docked.
I'm mostly to have this in a sec.
Charge transfer initiated.
Beyond the enemies there's actually other spawns. I'll get the button. I can also... Yeah, I'm still from back here. That's all one there. Too late. And one of the dangerous things is this.
Charge compromised.
Yeah, I've already kind of focused on that door because especially with this wave, yeah,
Charge transfer.
it's kind of all across. These bleed rands, might as well. Doesn't even make sense. I jump directly for the lower value for maximum. Keep in mind that if you're getting kills, there's the stacking buff on Negotiator. That's usually why, like, it's best to test to invulnerable targets if that's what's going on. That's right to my value. Well, that would just stay there until you go out of combat, so unless you're going, like, walking backwards and stuff. Or is that yeah, if you need it, yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's take a cleanup break. And then yeah, we just have capital left for the weakening. Just shooting range. Could you? Well, I'm still not convinced there is a bug there. Could likely be something that is just not accounted for there. Because yeah, most of them are pretty consistent. Well, I'm not sure what you're seeing there, so that's my point. But if you're getting killer activated, for instance, you're getting kills, so you're getting the stacking buff off of Negotiator. So if that is still happening, that that will influence stats as well. So I can go to the range for in a second, for instance. And check.
Agent, are you all right? Sounds like you've got company.
Okay. Sledge it up. And this is one of those places where actually Elmo gets in the way. Because that person's Elmoing, or because of that, it's kind of like making it harder for the others to shoot him. Oh, I should have put my hive there. Oh, he's still there.
Charge exposed.
Incapacitated.
Charge transfer activated.
Let's reactivate. Oh yeah, if you can put a clip of it or something in Discord.
The transmitter for safekeeping. Good work, Agent.
Let's get a lead. An attack assessment. What build am I using? I'm using Eclipse. Fire Eclipse specifically. I can link it in a second as well. I'll get my lead first. And a build style I like a lot. Why didn't I grab that one? Yeah, you know, screw that one.
Supply room access.
Let's actually go get our key chest as well still. This guy went up the wrong way. Because if you go back here, and then go up here, and then go up here. It's weird seeing somebody just actually exit the mission. Open the door for him. Think that already hopped over to get cleaned up. 3.05. That's the build picture of it. It is basically Eclipse with a valve and a piece of electric. You want to have the chest and you want to have the backpack or a general one. You can actually go with, for instance, glass chest or something, but it's not the bestest choice for just general play. I do like it, but it's also dealing with glass. Good way to farm resources and loot the game, and I continue to run out of them. Generally, just murdering stuff is a pretty good way. There are places like New York, and also, for instance, in DC, like this area here has a lot of resources. So if you just go around here, do some of the activities, and especially capture like solar farm, that's a decent one. New York and Brooklyn just by themselves have a lot of resources. And especially along the way doing activities and such, because the enemies dropping resources is also a lot of it. Now, if you need specific ones, especially for the DC factions, the specific factions drop specific resources. So there's a list here. If you go to this, like if you go hover over, you know, if you want ceramics. So the New York factions and the Brooklyn factions, the Cleaners and Rikers and Black Dust, they drop basically all types. But then specifically like for ceramics, if you farm Outcast, for polycarbonate, if you specifically farm Hyenas and Tree Sons, and same for there.
Good to see you.
Anyway, we did pretty okay there. Yeah, let me pop my caches. And yeah, my time is also taking a moment to target and a mantis. They're from Golan, so electric. I mean, yeah. I actually have a Golan, or a main account, I have a Golan glass chest, which is, yeah. It is a super unicorn, but now super unicorn, you don't need to super unicorn anymore, because you can just have electric in that slot. Should I keep an eye out on the weapons for some of the streamlines and stuff? I don't have actually all the streamlines yet on this account. I'll pop everything. Let's get cleaned up, and then we'll go for capital. What's this guy doing? Just chilling there. I'll go set it up, and whenever you're ready. But yeah, if you need a minute to clean up, because it took some time there. For going to solar farm to containers get highlighted. Yeah, that can help a lot. Or just capture solar farm and then like then you can just sit there.
Access unlocked.
Don't get farm so long for. Yeah, actually on no, on this one I'm not no longer. But on a lot of other characters, especially if it doesn't show up on the build picture, if it's like a different variant, I generally have golem pieces still. And even, for instance, for that one, on the build picture, it is with the electric piece, but that electric piece is in the stash, and then I use the golem piece for my glass chest. Oh, some loot back there. You know what? I'm just quickly gonna go grab this. Oh, this was a loot goblin. Yeah. Yeah, let's get started on this mission. Also, if anybody wants capital clear,
Kelso's waiting aboard a helicopter to extract it as soon as you secure it. If what Ellis told us is true, a lot depends on getting that case to him. You have civilian assistance to get you the perimeter, but you'll be on your own.
I mean, yeah, if you have it, you might as well, right? That's at least a 0-3. Okay, that was just a normal delta. Because on the other one, yeah, when it actually deltaed out, it was a delta 0-4, which is kind of the deadly one.
Taking the capital will deal a huge blow to the True Sons. But the priority is to get back the briefcase President Ellis was carrying aboard Air Force.
Can you matchmake it, Montana, or give me leadership and I'll matchmake it?
If what Ellis told us is true, a lot depends on getting that case to him. Civilian assistance to get you through the.
I can also do it from the map.
You'll be on your own once you're inside.
Agent, priority objective available.
I'm seeing mortars on the roof, and you've got
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of
you can
hostiles
also
ahead.
start in.
But it looks like the smoke's working. The autocannon seems to be firing blind.
Agent, I need to debrief with Schaefer. Kelso had to go. Said it was safer for us if she's not here.
Supply room access unlocked.
No, when I got dealt at, it gives you leadership, of course. Leadership moves off if someone gets dealt at.
Another agent is now in your group.
Spawns there.
Supply room access unlocked. Charge exposed. Charge transfer activated.
Yeah.
Supply room access unlocked.
Hostile reinforcements converging on your position.
Ourselves 2 randoms. Well, just for the last room, we'll see actually if we cheese it or if we might swap off of Eclipse. Because with Eclipse, it's only worth it if we're cheesing it. But that might be annoying for one person having to basically not partake. The named remaining. Team should have that.
Looks clear.
All right, push forward.
Actually, somebody else opens that. Hold on, actually, I can just send that and then. When the wave spawns, we catch them right away.
Charge compromised.
Also because of that, I have all the aggro, so I can do this.
Charge transfer activated.
And fire's over, but then the fire's back on. Uh-oh. I see that heavy.
That was the last of them. You should have a clear approach to the entrance.
And I do like SHD exposed for, especially as Eclipse. Imagine myself fixes your issue. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but also I wouldn't be surprised either way. We'll see if it does. No, whatever is fine. So. That's one way of doing it. And here I'm gonna auto run. That way we just run straight.
Sir, proximity charges just detonated in the rotunda.
They're inside. Move to intercept.
I don't get that loot on the way out.
System disrupted.
I'll wait for everybody to be
System
back.
online. System electronic signature detected.
This will work out perfectly.
RFID code we're looking for. The briefcase must be close. You copy that, Kelso?
Timing wise, that works.
Loud and clear. Standing by.
Charge compromised.
Right.
System restored.
Lighting. Where are you going?
Once you acquire the briefcase, head to the roof of the rotunda and wait for the helicopter.
And this place is very facing dependent.
Understood.
Most people kind of look over there for the first one. I'm actually gonna add a sledge to it. That's a heavy. Very recognizable trundle.
Vital signs critical.
The one thing I like on Eclipse as well is, especially for instance with SHD exposed, not the worst pick.
General, the division most likely
Just Palisade.
They'll try to evac it. Do what you can do to
10
delay
armor
them.
on kill
Sir, yes,
is pretty
sir.
good.
We're on it.
Because Eclipse does kill plenty, even on like heroic 4-man. Beautiful poker from Hoarder. Well, actually, so as the patch note said, that's gonna be the last time that happens. But yeah, the Hoarder currently does not skill. Like he's the only enemy type that doesn't. Look at these resources.
charge exposed. Charge transfer initiated.
And as always with this section, of course, it's totally gonna be that I'm gonna jinx it by saying rogue agents detected, of course. It's gonna be on the roof then. I can feel it. Anyhow, let's be aggressive here. We'll go for the... We're going upstairs. Just to be quick about it. Can I cover somewhere? Okay.
Charge transfer initiated. Agent charge compromised.
And yeah, of course. What it's gonna say now is rogue agents. Oh, yeah.
When the roof is clear, send up a flare to signal us.
Guess we're not getting rogues. Yeah, let me show you. What exactly is classified as a mortar with regards to the amaze set? Will it eat the mortars in the alarm calcium? No. So most of those kind of mortars aren't actually mortars. They're just explosions that happen, and there's a mortar graphic. The mortar is specifically the player mortar.
Serious trauma detected.
Exotic holster. Make a sledge happen.
Agent charge compromised. Immediate medical assistance needed.
What?
Agent down.
Gets stuck in a weird cover to
Agent
cover.
down.
Rooftop looks clear. Copy. Awaiting confirmation.
All right. When you're ready, set up a flare so we can get that briefcase somewhere safe.
Right, let's send up a flare. But yeah, most of the other mortars and stuff, it doesn't actually. Like most of the mission mortars and stuff, it doesn't eat. But also, I don't think it eats the... Doesn't eat the